米大リーグ、ロサンゼルス・ドジャースの大谷翔平選手は、日本時間6月1日に本拠地で行われたヤンキース戦に、1番指名打者で先発出場しました。この試合で大谷選手は2試合連続となるマルチ安打を記録。試合は大量点差のついた展開となり、6回に途中交代となりました。試合は米スポーツ専門局、FOX スポーツによって全米中継され、特に昨シーズンの穴両リーグ MVP である大谷選手とアーロン・ジャッジ選手による競演が大きな注目を集めました。試合前には、ドジャースタジアムに設けられた FOX の特設スタジオに、殿堂入りのデレク・ジーター氏、デイビッド・オルティス氏、通算696本塁打を記録したアレックス・ロドリゲス氏らが出演し、大谷とジャッジのどちらが優れているかというテーマで議論が繰り広げられました。また、投手としての復帰を目指す大谷選手についても言及がありました。ロドリゲス氏は、前日に殿堂入り投手のジョン・スモルツ氏と食事を共にした際の会話を紹介し、
2023年の大谷はメジャーで最も素晴らしい投手だった。
とスモルツ氏が語っていたことを明かしました。これらのやり取りを含む当日の試合実況の模様は、日本語字幕付きでご紹介いたします。
Shohei's really funny. He's always trying to make jokes to have a good time with his teammates.
Really just how funny he is, man. With us, I mean, he's laughing, joking.
He'll crack a little joke in our hitters meetings, and you kind of don't expect it. And he's a really funny guy.
Well, I think the world is starting to understand that he's a practical joker. They put my car. Shohei got me. Shohei's behind this?
Yes.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Okay. Now the tie.
He has become more free and easy, more jovial, and I think he's starting to become the person who he really intrinsically is.
The thing I really like the most that I'm very impressed is how Shohei handles all the things going on around him, and he's so consistent every day with being the same person.
And Ohtani torches one, tosses the bat, and watches it fly!
Every single night he does something that I've never seen before. Even when he gets out, he's hitting it out 120 miles an hour, and you're kind of like, did I just see that right? It's truly kind of a blessing to be his teammate.
He is actually changing the game of baseball. He never ceases to amaze. It's incredible. It really is.
He's a worldwide sensation, and you think about it, since his last pitching appearance back in August of 23 with the Angels, before he got hurt, a full-time hitter in 222 games. The numbers are just unbelievable what he's done. I mean, he's a machine. And then you remember that when he did pitch back in 2022, he was fourth in Cy Young voting. He's as good as anybody on the mound. But we saw it. He was throwing that live BP session earlier today on this mound today, guys. He will come back. Dave Roberts told Ken Rosenthal last week, hopefully after the All-Star game. Question is, Derek, do you agree with the decision to have him come back and pitch, considering how dominant he's been from an offensive standpoint?
100%. You know, that's why you signed him. Shohei Ohtani, we've said it before, he's a unicorn. I mean, he can absolutely do it all. He's one of the best hitters in the game. When he's healthy, he's one of the best pitchers in the game. But the interesting thing adds value to the Dodgers is it creates another roster spot because he's two players. Alex, you mentioned it earlier, they have so many injuries. You have Shohei hitting and pitching, it gives him an extra spot.
Yeah, KB, this is a tough one for me. We were having dinner with Hall of Famer John Smoltz last night, little name drop, and he said, Poppy, in 2023, he had the best stuff of any pitcher in the game. This is not a stuff. Obviously, his talent's off the charts. But if Ohtani gets hurt and makes it 15 pitchers in the IL, the season's over. So for me, the risk and reward's not there. Something else to think about is he's not a finesse pitcher. He's a power pitcher, fastball, tight slider, and split. He's already had 2 Tommy John injury. He had a separate shoulder injury in the World Series. I would let that lie. I would have a whole offseason in spring training to set this up physically, emotionally, and mentally.
Based on the conversation that we had with John Small last night at dinner, watch this video right here. This brought so much memory to me. That's the WBC right there. This guy was DHing. He had a good night at the plate, and then he came back in towards the end of the game and did that. I'll tell you what, I would pay everything I have to watch that here in the Major League Baseball. When he's 100%, when he's good to go, I would like to have him coming in, taking somebody's deep a couple of times during the game, and then come and shut down everybody like that, like he did in the WBC.
So you want him to close?
Yes.
That's what he did against striking out Mike Stroud, his teammate at the time.
That's right.
And then right after he closed, he had surgery. So you got to be careful to that point. Coming out to turn into a close, I agree with you. It'd be exciting to have him come in and close the game. But I would assume he's a creature of habit and he's had a routine. When you're in the bullpen, you have to be able to throw in back-to-back games in high stressful situations. So I don't know if that'd be the right thing for him to do right away, but I do believe he should come back and pitch.
If you're the Dodgers, it's like playing blackjack. You already have a winning hand. You got a 20. Dealer has 16. You can hit and get a 21, but you can also bust. You were a champion with this recipe. Don't change it. Don't take the head fake. Stay put and play the long game.
You hit on 20 playing blackjack because I'm never playing with you. that much I know.
Straight donation.
Instant donation. All right, we talked about Shohei Ohtani. We saw him throwing off the mound earlier today. Of course, Ken Rosenthal was there watching part of tonight's broadcast as usual. Ken, just normal. You throw or you hit 2 home runs last night, and then you come back and you're throwing, live BP off a mound today. What did you learn and what did you see observing the great Ohtani today do his thing? No one else does what he's doing right now.
That's right, Kevin. And this was his second time facing hitters. He threw all of his pitches. He looked good. He threw for 2 innings, or simulated 2 innings. But in talking to some of the people who faced him, a couple of minor leaguers, and Dalton Rushing, his catcher, they had a renewed appreciation for the enormity of what he is trying to accomplish. As you said, he hit 2 home runs last night. He has played 16 of the last 18 days, and yet he's out here on the mound. He's going to be playing tonight, and as we get closer to seeing him back pitching again, probably sometime around the All-Star break, it's just worth remembering just how difficult it is what he is trying to do.
Well, since struggling a little bit out of the gate last season, look at the numbers Judge has put up since May 1st of last year. These are good. 182 games. He's hit 365 with 71 homers, and his OPS is well over 1,200. That is just insane. So, look, you're talking about a combined 5 MVPs. They'll probably win a couple more this year. Who knows? So we may be splitting hairs. But what is the most impressive? How do you pick between, Judge and Shohei Ohtani? But to you, most impressive is who, Derek?
Well, thanks for starting with me.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of crazy that we're sitting here trying to pick between who's more impressive between these 2 guys. I mean, look, but if we're sitting here today answering the question, I think what Aaron Judge has been doing offensively is as good as we've seen in the game. I mean, not only is he hitting for power, he's hitting for a high average. And that's really an art that doesn't exist anymore. The guy's almost hitting 400. So I'd have to say right now, Aaron Judge.
I mean, flip a coin, right? I mean, these are 2 of the best athletes, not just in the sport of baseball, Poppy, but around the world of any sport. And I don't think we can articulate, KB, how good these guys are. How many times the 3 of us have been up here watching a game and literally being in awe of what they're doing? It's awesome. His magic bird, you name it. But if I had to pick one, I would just go with Ohtani because of the 59 bags last year. He stole third base 9 times. And if you're a pitcher going up against him and you want to eliminate slug, you can't walk him because it's an automatic double. So, Poppy, by an inch, Shohei Ohtani.
All right, I respect that. I mean, you can go either way with these 2 animals. I mean, these 2 guys has been so impressive since day one that you cannot go wrong either way. But I got to tell you this.
Pick one.
When you go and hit for average, like Judge is right now, for power, pole to pole, and we're talking about a guy that is what, 6'8"? You know he got to come out of his zone to come to the strike zone. I had to pick Judge because what he's doing right now is unhuman.
Go ahead, Derek.
Well, let me just reiterate how stupid it is for us to sit here and try to pick one of the 2. I guess it boils down to if someone's going to pick one, give me the other one. I'm
exactly.
happy.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm curious if you think they when they play against each other, do they motivate each other? You know,
100%.
They go, Ohtani, watch Judge. Yes, I'll say, I see you. I'll hit one too.
Magic Bird, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. The greatest always elevate each other, and tonight we're watching something special, and I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, we get 3 of these. Can we get like 20 of them? I mean, I'd sign up for these every night of the week. We're just happy to be here and happy you're here with us. From Dodger Stadium, it is a World Series rematch with Paul Goldschmidt. He has been terrific his first year in the Bronx, playing a splendid defense, and his offense has been great. Let's see what he can do on display tonight.
Yeah, these are 2 teams that a lot of people expected would be right in this spot, and they're in this spot because the offense have been really good. 2 of the best offenses in baseball, and they're anchored by 2 of the superstars in baseball. And for the New York Yankees, what can you say about Aaron Judge? He lost Juan Soto, but he didn't lose anything. His average is up. The power's right where it wants to be. The defense is second to none. The New York Yankees are in this position because Aaron Judge is having a magical season. Probably headed for another MVP, and for the New York Yankees, they are offensively right where they want to be.
You get all the build-up when these teams get together, and isn't it fun when the Stars deliver the way they did last night? Judge goes deep in the top of the first inning. Ohtani does it in the bottom of the first, and again later in the game. Now 22 to lead the majors.
I'm running out of things to say. How do you describe a greatest player of our generation? Well, he just keeps getting better, and he had surgery in the offseason, let's not forget. And again, he hasn't slowed down. Oh, by the way, he's going to be on the mound soon. So what can't he do? It's everything right now. Power. The top 5 hitters in the lineup for the Dodgers are as lethal as I've ever seen. It starts with Ohtani. He's right for the moment. He never gets nervous, and he delivers every single time. It's must-see TV for the Dodgers.
These 2 iconic franchises. Last fall was the 12th World Series matchup between these teams. Could they be headed for the same place at the end of this season? Impressive starts for both as we get ready for the middle game of this highly anticipated series.
This fastball, high percentage of first pitch fastballs. Will he stay stubborn with that against the Dodgers? I say you got to pitch a little reverse. First pitch fastball to Ohtani could be a quick score change, so you got to get the respect of this lineup. Doesn't chase, but the aggressiveness of Will Warren. We'll see how he goes.
3 times in the last 5 games, Ohtani has led off with a home run. Hit 2 of them yesterday. That's 15 in the month of May. That's 22 this season to lead the big leagues. So after he had 54 in his first season with the Dodgers, on pace for more than 60 this year. Hits one sharply and through, and a leadoff hit for Ohtani.
Well, for Ohtani, and we all talk about the anticipation back to the mound, I would think he's got about 3 more weeks of stealing bases at an aggressive level before they temper that down once he goes to the mound. But it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't change anything about his game. A weapon on the bases, a weapon at the plate, and soon to be a weapon on the mound.
That's the amazing thing. He's doing things that feel like we've never seen before, and it's only half of the ordeal. It's only half of what you get when he's at the peak of his power. Back with our power players, sponsored by Harbor Freight. Superstar players, superhero type guys. Ohtani for the Dodgers, Aaron Judge for the Yankees. Ohtani's won 3 MVPs in 4 seasons. Looks like Judge perhaps headed for a 3rd in his career. And these guys facing off this weekend, both going deep yesterday. It's been Ohtani's Dodgers so far today. Judge gonna make his mark right here with another massive home run. Number 20 for Aaron Judge, who's homered in both games in LA. He is something else.
He is. He's not missing his pitches, and that's what you want when you go to a plate as hot as he is.
Yankees on the board on the 20th long ball of the year for Aaron Judge. The combination of ability, the average with the power, with the RBIs, and just everything he's doing. We've not seen a guy dominate in this well-rounded a fashion since Barry Bonds.
Yeah, and he doesn't get the Barry Bonds treatment yet. I think the longer this season goes and the more success the Yankees have, you have to think twice about pitching to him in certain situations.
How about Aaron Boone telling us he doesn't think Judge is even his hottest right now?
Yeah, he's probably had a more dominating stretch when he was ridiculous with the home runs that he was pouring out.
Guys, I spoke with Yankees hitting coach James Rowson yesterday, and I asked him, okay, what makes Judge so special? And he replied, he's never satisfied. He's always looking for an edge. And I said, James, all the great ones are like that. And he said, no, with him it's different. Rowson coached Miguel Cabrera in Detroit, Joe Mauer in Minnesota, both Hall of Famers. But with Judge, he says, he doesn't take anything for granted. He doesn't necessarily view himself as one of the best players in the game. He just sees it as his responsibility to keep going, even when he's had success in the past against specific pitchers. The way Rowson put it, if the story was over today, it would be one of the greatest stories in baseball, and he's still writing the story.
Humility, pretty darn good foundation for him to become what he's become. Generational talent, and as well-rounded of an offensive player as the game has ever seen.
And I'm telling you, the Dodgers have not seen this Ohtani pitch and hit yet.
Bouncing ball through the right side, and the second hit of the day for Shohei Ohtani. A couple singles to the right side of the infield. Kim streaks first to third.
And what I was going to say is there's got to be some regression when he gets back to being able to focus on pitching. Today he threw, all right? You wouldn't come to the park as a hitter and do something else other than your routine. Now that's something else, and when he ramps it up more, he's going to have days where he hits. And the challenge for Dave Roberts is going to be convincing him, hey, how about today off? Like big 5 innings, we need a reset. But he's so special. He believes this is the way he's meant to be.
Strike on Teoscar Hernandez. Well, the last 3 years that he did do both, he had a top 5 ERA, and his OPS was second to Judge.
Yeah.
It's just amazing. He's 2 superstar players in one.
Yeah, and great point. But now 2 years have gone by. And it's
another arm surgery.
Right. It's going to be interesting to see how he navigates all of that this time around.
Ohtani, for his entire baseball life, pitching has been his favorite thing. You know, when he thinks of his identity, he thinks of it first and foremost as a pitcher. The story's been told about him writing the goals for his life and for his career back when he was in high school. All those were written from the standpoint of a pitcher. And so the idea of, man, should he just stick to hitting, and can he do it? Like, for him, there is no question.
Right.
I have to get back on the mound, and I have to do it at a high level.
Well, it's amazing.
Judge is on deck. Don't change the channel, please. And now here comes Judge. 2 more hits for him today, including his 20th home run of the year. Sends a high fly ball to left center field. Has he gotten another? You bet he has. Aaron Judge, number 21 of the year. On a day where the Yankees fall flat as a team, Judge still stands tall. 3 hits, including 2 home runs.
You know, Aaron Boone could have easily taken his star out and rested him, get him off his feet. I'm glad he didn't. You get in rhythm, you stay in rhythm, carryover effect. And he talked about Aaron Judge now knows these last couple years how to navigate a 162 game season, whether he's completely healthy or not. And he has definitely gotten to that level in his career where it's over. He has got to get called up to a higher league.
That's right. Him and Ohtani can share the.
They really should. They should get called up to a higher league. That's what all the players will say when you see someone that great having a season like that. They say, you got to get called up, son.
And in an era where it's relative to the rest of the league, what he's doing hitting 390, it's just that much more impressive. An era where the league's hitting 240. Trying to give a run at a triple crown, which has only been one of the last 57 years in the American League. Miguel Cabrera.
この日、もう一つ話題を呼んだのが、大谷翔平の代打として途中出場した新人捕手ラッシングです。試合前には、大谷のライブ BP で捕手を務める場面もありました。8回の第2打席では、内野手ながら登板したレースから、ライトへメジャー初本塁打となるスリーランを放ちました。野手からの本塁打という珍しい記録となりましたが、ラッシングは、
どの投手でも記録は同じ。本物の投手から打つホームランも楽しみ。最初の1本なので嬉しいです。
と笑顔を見せました。さらに、 ラッシングは
ちょっと面白い話なんですが、
と切り出し、
最初は大谷のバットを使おうと思ったんです。でもウィル・スミスが自分のバットでホームラン打ってこいって言ってくれて、それで打てたんです。翔平はホームランをたくさん打つのであやかりたい気持ちもありました。でもウィルのメッセージが効きましたね、
と裏話も明かしました。大谷のバットに頼ろうとしたものの、自身のバットを信じて振り抜いた一打が結果につながったようです。ご視聴ありがとうございました。明日以降も大谷翔平選手の最新情報をお届けしてまいります。チャンネル登録と高評価をよろしくお願いいたします。